DC here. Hi, guys and gals. It's Monday, and look how nice it is. I mean, I'm out here sitting just with a shirt. I mean, what is it, 21, something like that? Yeah, around that. And so it's Monday, Tag Day. Yes, I just finished doing Jasmine's tag, and now I'll be moving on to Dave Nicholson's last Saturday 7-question tag. Hello there, Dave, and do hope that you are well this week and, well, today at least, and for the week as well. So, question 1: what does it mean to allow another person to truly love you? What does it mean? Of course, the sentencing is to allow another person to truly love you. So I guess I would say that means a couple things. The most important is one of trust. And if you allowed a person to truly love you, well, I definitely hope that it will be a reciprocal thing, but not always. But if you're allowing it, excuse me, if you're allowing it, that means that you want it to happen. So I would say yes. That's what it means to get into a relationship, to be very close to someone, to want to go forward, maybe to create a common life adventure and so on. It means a lot of things, actually, because if you're allowing a person to truly love you, like I say, you better be wanting the same, because you're going to be in trouble otherwise. So yeah, pretty much all those things that I've said. Question 2: who or what do you think of? Who or what do you think of when you think of love? Looks like it's on love this time, isn't it? Yeah. Well, Mrs. DC, my family. I guess again, define love, because it does say what, who or what. But if it's the who, I'll say the family and so on. I don't actually love things. I don't put them up to idol worship. A few things that I like a lot, and that's probably my technology stuff, like my camera, my iPad, and stuff like that. But I don't love them. So in that respect, I don't love things, but I certainly like them a lot. And who? Clearly, wife and family, but I could say like just family, because that kind of includes everyone. Yeah, so that's kind of a no-brainer. Okay. Question 3: if your life was a novel, what would be the title, and how would the story end? Well, I mean, if it's a story of one's life, unless it'll end at the end of life. Kind of a strange thing, because you have these people. I find amusing that people that make biographies, like when they're 30, when they're 40, when they're 50, and so on. And of course, it's never been a real biography when it's like that. So if it was my life story, it would be at the end. So yes, that's how it would end, and I hope with a smile. And that would be actually probably the title. He smiles, something like that. The title. Yeah. I mean, there could be a secondary title, I suppose, but it could be, yeah. His smile helped me, something like that. I think that's pretty difficult. I've been chatting once with someone who was into editing and stuff like that, and they said that editors have big problems with novels, with authors, because rarely the title that the author brings is the one that's going to end up on the book. They say that usually the author has either a too long title or what he thinks is a catchy title and actually isn't. And so they have to work around it. And that's why very often novels or self-help books and so on will have like two titles, we could say, a secondary one in the no, I know what it'll be. Jasmine's the one who put the title on that one. It'll probably be The Hat Man. And The Smile of the Hat Man. That's not a bad title. The Smile of the Hat Man. Yeah, why not? Okay, question 4. What would you not give up for $1 million in cash? Well, hopefully it's not Canadian dollars, because that wouldn't be very much money, actually. It's so funny, isn't it? When we were kids, and I mean, like, goodness sakes, 60 more years ago, when we were kids, people would say, he's a millionaire, or whatever. It was like the buzzword for someone who's very rich. Now, I'm not saying that $1 million in cash is not a lot of money. I certainly wouldn't spit on it. But it definitely is not what it used to be, put it that way. So what would I not give up? Quite a few things, actually. My family, my integrity. As strange as it seems, and as much as I would like to have $1 million in cash, it definitely is not something that would, no, there's just too many things I would not give up to be even mentioned here. But, like I say, love of my family, my integrity, no. You're going to have to up the ante quite a bit there. Okay, question 5. When do you feel most like yourself? When do I feel most like myself? When I'm happy, when I'm smiling, when I'm even doing things just like now, being myself. I pretty much always feel like myself. I don't feel like myself if I'm forced to act in a way that does not correspond to who I am. Now, how often does that happen? I think that probably the last few times that something like that's happened is in being work environment, where we just kind of like had to play along, if I could put it that way. Yeah, but otherwise, I feel like myself pretty much all the time. Yes. Question 6. When you help someone, do you ever think, what's in it for me? Why these questions? No. Helping someone, if you're helping someone, you're doing it for them. If you're doing it for yourself, you're not actually helping them. You're abusing them. Now, I have heard from people who were in daycare and stuff like that, which basically they were only helping people because it was their job. At first they thought, I'm doing it for humanity, and after a while it became their job and they were doing it for the money. I can actually get that. Not everyone is made to be a helper, and sometimes, thinking about that, there are people that will take care, for example, of aging parents, or or even spouses which have problems and so on. And what's in it for me is usually the answer nothing, except that love that I had, that I'm giving back, love that the person still every now and then gives to me, and the bond that we have, that we still have. And that is something like that. So I guess that maybe let me do that again. When you help someone, do you ever think, what's in it for me? Not really, but all of a sudden I am now. And there are some good things that are in for me, helping me grow. But actually, do I usually think about that? No, I don't. Question 7 and last, and it's better be last when I look at the time. What is your greatest challenge? You know, I think sometimes the greatest challenge is being a good person. Sometimes you just want to, just break loose, be wild. No, the greatest challenge, I guess when you're at retirement age like I am, it's keeping fit, keeping healthy, things like that. Because you know that if you want to live longer, there's a lot of things you should do or try and do. And my greatest challenge, otherwise, I guess it's just to keep on being the friendly person that I am. And is that actually a challenge? It is at times. It is at times. Yeah. It's one of those questions. But I'm not in a situation where I have a greatest challenge right now. Maybe it'll be different in a year. I wouldn't answer it this way. Because it's one of those things, if you're looking for something, that means you don't really have something you consider the greatest challenge. Yeah, I guess that'll be it. Thank you, Dave. That's all for now. DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a good week, everybody.